For sure.
So, Michael, I have a question for you.
What's up, Kenny?
So in our Discord over at BCM, one of the conversations that's been having right now is this idea of the Grizzlies' window, their window for a championship.
Oh, man.
And we've been hearing for the last however many years, 4 years Ja's been in the league, Jaren's been in the league, that the Grizzlies are so far ahead of schedule from what the front office has thought that they should be.
Yeah.
Do you think that this past season was their first opening of the window? The window was open to win a championship and they squandered it? Or do you think they're still outside looking in window?
I think this was outside looking in, but this still was a progress year where you should have made the Western Conference Finals.
You should have.
If they beat the Lakers in that series, and a couple things, really, you just go back to what was it, Game 4? Game 4, you don't let LeBron. If you do what the Denver Nuggets did in Game 4 of that series, you force LeBron to the left, and you bring a crowd, the same result happens. But he got right, got into overtime, and you win that series. I think they beat Golden State. I was very firm on that. I think they win that series against Golden State just on how the teams were playing, how they matched up differently this season. No Steven Adams, Avery Tillman, and whatnot. And you go to the Western Conference Finals, and it's a step up from the previous couple years, and people feel a little bit better overall. But the thing about the window is I don't think there's a concrete number that you can set on a window because every season is so different.
Yep.
Like, it's two ways to look at it. You can talk about title windows, and you can go back to like the Brooklyn Nets in 2013 when they got Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett, and those guys, and they had that small window with Darren Williams as well. Or you can go back to the late 80s all the way up to the late 90s with the Utah Jazz, and they kept running it back with the same squad until they finally got, like, the Jazz had plenty of playoff exits with Karl Malone and John Stockton before they finally got to the finals. I mean, they were in their mid-30s, late 30s when they finally cracked that door down. So I think the Grizzlies, as long as you keep the core together, like, at the end of the day, championships are about cores. Like, the Bulls kept, Pippen and Jordan together for those championship runs. The Warriors have kept 4 guys: Iguodala, Steph Curry, Draymond, Klay Thompson. Everything else on that roster has flipped over.
Yep.
If you keep Ja, Dez, Jaren, potentially whoever this fourth piece could be, maybe Steven Adams, however you figure that to be, you keep those core guys together, you're going to be in the conversation every year. And eventually, if you're winning 50-plus games for the next 6 years, they're going to crack. Like, injuries, injuries happen. Like the Grizzlies had a tough year this year. The Clippers had a tough year. It's going to flip around. It might be the Nuggets next year or whatever the case may be.
You made a good point, and I kind of wanted to add to that because I had a dose of reality myself. Young core teams, you can talk about something that's rare.
Yeah.
Like, that never happens. Like, a young core team, like,
everybody thought OKC was going to win.
In my lifetime, I've never seen a young core team win a championship where there's one exception. I mean, like, where a team is the star of the team is a young dude. When I say young, I mean, like, younger than 27.
Yeah.
There's one guy I can think of, and that was Dwayne Wade.
Yeah,
when he won the championship, but
he had plenty of vets. He had Gary
Shaq
Payton
on their roster. Yeah, Gary Payton. Yeah. All those dudes I forgot about that. All those guys. I want to say James Posey was on that team.
Yeah, Posey too.
He had all those vets on that team, but the star player was young.
Antoine Walker.
Yeah,
plenty of vets.
If teams like the Grizzlies, they're just not old enough. and I'm not saying that like just trying to make an excuse, but if you look at history, it just hadn't happened.
Man, the Oklahoma City Thunder in 2012,
Kevin Durant,
that was one of the most talented young rosters you will ever see.
Serge Ibaka too.
Serge Ibaka was elite back then.
Pause. Allegedly, he was young. On paper.
Man, you so
no, because Serge Ibaka went from being 25 to 40.
Man, you so serious, man.
If y'all think Serge Ibaka is whatever age they got on paper, you lost your mind.
Man, you so serious. Well, the other 3 guys were all-star level.
We believe those guys were the age they said they
were.
The
point is, a lot of people forget, saying that they were favored to beat the Heat.
Yeah.
Like, going into that series, they were the favorites. Like,
and
the Heat manhandled them.
Right.
4-1.
And I said that to look at a team like Boston. Like, I've had these conversations with a couple of friends of mine and just looking at time. You talked about Utah. Yep. They didn't crack into finals contention until they were in their 30s.
Yeah, mid-30s.
This team with Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, this is their 6th year together.
Yep.
They've been to the conference finals 4 out of those 6 years. As a rookie, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Jason Tatum went to
was
the
rookie
conference
year.
finals. There are people saying that they should break that team up. I get it. I predicted that team probably will look different. I think that I'll say this too, the Supermax contracts really messing up the NBA.
That play a role.
Because it's causing a lot of nasty stuff to happen. So I think the Jaylen Brown thing is going to get bad this summer. And I think he's going to want to get up out of there. But if you just think like,
I think he's going to want that money.
But what listen what I'm saying.
$300 million.
What we're saying time-wise is the exact same thing if the Chicago Bulls, who Larry Bird beat their ass every year. He never lost to the Bulls. Larry Bird never lost to Jordan.
Right.
Imagine, oh, damn, man. Jordan lost to Larry Bird until he got old, right? Until Larry Bird got too old to beat him. And he still never lost to him. Man, Jordan and Pippen, we just saw them lose to the same Detroit Pistons team 2 years in a row.
2 years in a row.
What if Chicago was like, let's break this shit up?
Exactly.
We ain't got it. Jordan
That's
Pippen,
my point.
Jordan and Pippen can't figure out how to win. That's the stuff we're saying about Boston right now. Those dudes are 25 and 26 years old.
It's so premature. This era that we're in is so immediate gratification.
We might have to wait a while on John and Jaren before they're ready to crack that championship winning threshold.
They might get,
because history says
it might be a couple heartbreaks.
Yeah.
Like they might get close. They might even get
to the finals.
like that Suns team did.
Boston got to the finals. Their Suns team went to the finals.
Yeah,
but man, young core teams don't win. The last real core team that won was like in the 70s with Lionel Hollins and them with Portland.
It's tough, man.
You know what I mean? It's crazy, bro. It's you really have to wait those guys out. It sucks. I ain't gonna lie, but it's just. But LeBron didn't do it. Jordan didn't do it. Whoever you're talking about, the greats, Steph Curry, those guys were 26, 27 years old.
Put the right vets around them. It's possible.
It's possible. Yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see for sure.